Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event.
All right, let's get right into it. If you're a veteran, trying to figure out the VA benefit system can feel like you're lost in a maze. But here's the thing. Making a wrong turn in that maze can be seriously costly. So today, we're going to break down 7 of the most common and expensive mistakes veterans make when they're filing for disability, and more importantly, how you can steer clear of them.
And the stakes here are just incredibly high. We're talking about benefits that you earned, benefits that could literally add up to thousands of dollars every single month. Getting this process right isn't just about shuffling paperwork. It's about locking down your financial future and getting the care you absolutely deserve.
So here's our game plan. We're going to look at why you have to file in the first place, then how to prove your claim, how to handle your exams, how to beat that appeals clock, and finally, a few key things to make sure you get it right. Let's jump right in.
First up, the single biggest, most fundamental mistake a veteran can make is just not filing a claim at all. I know it sounds obvious, right? But believe me, it happens all the time, and usually for a couple of very powerful reasons. It pretty much boils down to 2 things. First, the whole process just looks like a mountain of paperwork and red tape, and it's overwhelming. But the second reason, and maybe the one that's even more powerful, is pride. You know that feeling, that mindset of, I don't want to milk the system, or, it's not that bad. But listen, these are benefits you earned with your service. This isn't milking anything. It's taking care of yourself and your family.
And filing now is so critical, even if you feel perfectly fine. Just think about the burn pit registry for a second. You might be totally healthy today, but what happens in 30, maybe 40 years? If something like lung cancer pops up, having that exposure documented from day one is the key to getting your care covered. If there's no record, you could be completely on your own.
So you've decided to file. Awesome! Now comes the next massive hurdle. Proving your condition is actually connected to your service. This is mistake number 2, and it's where so many claims just fall apart.
See, the VA is looking for one very specific, crucial thing. They call it a nexus. It is not enough to just have an injury. You have to prove, without a doubt, that it happened or was made worse because of your time in the military.
So what is a nexus? Honestly, think of it like a bridge. It's the hard evidence that connects point A, your time in service, to point B, your disability today. If you can't build that bridge with evidence, your claim is going absolutely nowhere.
And this quote right here, wow, it is a perfect real-world example of what can happen. This veteran filed for hearing loss. He even provided his combat action ribbon as proof of a combat event. The VA looked at it and said, yep, meets the standard. Yep, we see the certificate. And then, denied, not service-connected. He had to go back and refile just to get them to see the connection that was staring them in the face. It just goes to show you have to spell it out for them.
So how do you actually build that nexus? Well, the best time is while you're still in. Get every single ache, every pain, every injury documented. But if you're already out, you've got to start building that paper trail right now. Get statements from your buddies who are there with you. Go get new medical evaluations. Do whatever it takes to create that undeniable paper trail that leads right back to your service.
All right, let's move on to mistake number 3, and this one happens face-to-face. It's the Compensation and Pension Exam, or the CNP exam. The VA will send you to these, and how you act in that room can literally make or break your rating. This exam is specifically designed to evaluate your disability, and that doctor's report becomes one of the most important pieces of evidence the VA looks at. And the mistake here is so simple. Too many of us walk in there with that "I'm fine, tough it out" attitude.
It really comes down to honesty versus old habits. When the examiner asks how you are, don't just give that automatic "great." Describe how you actually feel. Tell them, actually, today is a struggle. During a range of motion test, don't be a hero and push through the pain to look tough. The second you feel it, you stop. That's the true measure of your limitation. You are not there to impress the examiner. You're there to get an accurate evaluation of your worst day, not your best one.
This next mistake, number 4, is all about time. You know, the VA might not always be punctual with you, but when it comes to your deadlines for filing appeals and submitting evidence, they are incredibly strict and totally unforgiving. So if you disagree with a decision on your initial claim, you have options. You can file what's called a supplemental claim. You can ask for a higher level review, or you can even take your case all the way up to the Board of Veterans' Appeals. But here's the catch. Every single one of these steps has a ticking clock.
And trust me, these deadlines are no joke.
You have 1 year from your separation date to file if you want any chance of getting back pay to that date. If you miss that deadline, you could be leaving tens of thousands of dollars on the table. After you get a decision letter, that 1-year clock starts all over again for an appeal. And as you can see, those deadlines just get shorter and shorter the further up the chain you go. You simply cannot afford to miss them.
All right, we're on the home stretch. For our final section, we're going to cover the last 3 crucial mistakes: completely overlooking secondary conditions, trying to navigate this whole complicated mess by yourself, and choosing the wrong help when you finally do reach out. Mistake number 5 is a huge one that so many people miss: secondary conditions. Let's say you have a service-connected knee injury. For years, you've been walking with a limp to compensate, and now your back is killing you. Well, that back problem is a secondary condition, and you can absolutely file a claim for it. It doesn't need its own direct event in service because it's already connected to an injury that is.
And that leads us right into mistakes 6 and 7, because they are totally related. Mistake number 6 is trying to do all of this alone. This process is complex, and getting help is a smart move. But that leads to mistake number 7, choosing the wrong kind of help. You have to be so careful of companies that promise you the moon and then want to take a huge percentage of your back pay as their fee. That model actually gives them an incentive to drag things out, because the longer it takes, the more back pay builds up and the bigger their payday is.
Let's just be really clear about the goal here. Navigating these rules, learning this stuff, it's not about finding loopholes or trying to game the system. It is about accurately documenting the injuries you sustained from your service so that you can receive the benefits you rightfully earned, period.
So that just leaves one final question to think about. By not filing, by downplaying your symptoms in an exam, or by missing a simple deadline, are you leaving the benefits you earned for your service on the table? It's something every single veteran owes it to themselves to ask.
Thanks for watching. I'm Nancy, your AI avatar. If you like this podcast, you can get one for yourself based on a website, YouTube video, or any source. Contact me to get a customized quote for your content. See you soon.